Stanley! France have got the try! What a try for France!
Green was a striker, not a right winger.
Oh, Bruno! Oh, it's 4-2. Lewandowski's got a hat-trick too, and it's in! And RB Leipzig have scored! Oh, and he has! He has as well! Oh! Did he win it? Crept in!
Hey, who? Not John. I don't think it's John. Oh, it's not Hayden. It's
32-30! Oh my god! Wow! Oh, take a bow. I'm standing up.
Hello there. Welcome to Let's Talk Sport. Final Nations League. And I got my microphone on this time, so no problems there. Not sure when my colleague Joe is. We're having difficulties. Should be here now. And looking forward to this final between Spain and France. Spain beating Italy in that immense match against Italy. Just hang on for one moment. There we go, and we've got Joe. Hey, how are you doing, Joe? It happens. It happens. Well, we just went live now, so I'm just gonna get up the chat here and say Kirsty saying hi, Greg saying hi, all of them saying hi. People, Kirsty thinks 3-2 to Spain, I guess. Greg thinks it's 3-3 to France to win on penalties. Josh saying France will win 3-2 with a winner in extra time. Mbappe, Benzema, and Mbappe scored twice. Okay. Yeah. So, how you doing there, Joe?
I'm not doing too bad. Looking forward to this game of football. It's two quality sides. Sorry, I was just adjust the camera. Two quality sides. Played really well, both semi-finals. Absolute thrillers. So we're looking set for a great game here, especially with the stars on show.
What a try for France!
Yeah, we just getting this all set up. The game is underway, and if anyone has not noticed yet, just sorting this all out for Joe. There we go. We're all good. I'm underway.
How many minutes did I use, Seb?
I'm in about 43 seconds. So yeah.
About
what time are you at?
A minute and 34. I can stop it if you want. I can pause it.
Oh, what a lifesaver! What a lifesaver!
I
Yeah,
paused it on 1 minute 40.
Okay, I'll tell you when I'm at 1 minute 40. It's already starting quite intense from Spain, isn't it?
Yeah. Lots of possession for the Spanish.
And quite an aggressive press as well.
Let's have a look. Need to double check the 11s.
And I'm just trying to get some noise up in the background. Yeah. Oh, sorry. I'm at 1 minute 40 first 7. Yeah. There we are.
Yeah. Fantastic. Good timing. It's Anthony Taylor refereeing, isn't it?
It looks like it. Yeah.
And Martin Tyler and the commentary on my TV for me.
Already Gavi going in with quite a strong tackle there.
Very strong tackle there.
Yeah. Been a bit sudden, this rise of Gavi from Barcelona.
I don't know too much about him, to tell you the truth, Steph.
I can't say much either, because I just saw he came on against Bayern Munich in that match, and just a few matches later he's playing for Spain. I don't think he played for Barcelona before that night. 5 La Liga matches this season, and he's already got his second match in the Spanish team.
I still get surprised when I see Unai Simon in goal for Spain. I've been used to seeing De Gea for all those years, and I know he's Avisa Belaga if De Gea's not playing, but Simon seems to, since the Euros, cemented that place as his own.
Yeah, but I think it's mainly the other two have lost out, right?
I think so, yeah.
I actually think I mentioned this in our group chat the other week that I think De Gea has been hard done, to be perfectly honest with you, because he's been immense for United this season. I thought he was decent last season. That's why Henderson couldn't get a game, and yet people still say he's terrible, which is I think completely wrong. But there is one thing that I think is also worth noting. De Gea's from Madrid. How many Madrid players are in this squad? Luis Enrique, former Barcelona manager. You don't need to put two and two together there. He's not the biggest fan of people from Madrid. But it's true. He's not got. This is the second time he's had a squad without a Madrid player in it. So
didn't Enrique play for Madrid at one point as well? Or am I thinking of someone else?
I honestly couldn't tell you. I'm not too sure.
I know he was definitely a Barcelona player.
Yeah, I think so, but I don't think he was. I don't think he was both. No. Oh, just in the way of Joe's face. There we go.
I'll have a quick look. Yes, he played as a midfielder for both Real Madrid and Barcelona.
So he's one of the very select few who's jumped both clubs. Well, that was a weird way of saying it. Who's played at both clubs?
That's bizarre, isn't it?
It's unsettling, maybe.
It's like I don't get used to seeing the old images of Samuel Eto'o at Madrid early on in his career.
That's true, yes. It's really true, yeah.
Yeah, he played for Real Madrid between 91 and 96 and then joined Barcelona 96 to 2004.
Just many comments coming in on at once. Like, is Ferran Torres the next Fernando Torres for you guys? Is Torres a real striker? I think he might be. It's still hard to pinpoint. Torres was an out-and-out 9. Well, a very quick one at that. I think Ferran Torres has got a lot more technicality to his game.
Karim Benzema. No, sorry.
Completely wasted that. Yeah. I thought it was going in there. Did he call the offside flag there? I don't think it's been raised.
Oh, he looks off for me.
He looks just off. Yeah, some comments like Joe, you legend from Gareth Owen.
Right, Gaz, how you doing?
Greg saying, to be honest, I don't really rate Scott McTominay, but after the last-minute goal against Israel last night, I bloody love the guy. We know Greg's a Scotland fan. And Jamie's saying, what do you guys think of the Nations League? What's your take on the Nations League?
I think Jamie knows my take on it from a couple of years ago. I said it's just a pointless tournament. It's glorified friendlies, really. Not many countries take it that seriously. I know Portugal proper celebrated it last time around, but for me, you might as well just not bother with it. I don't really get the point in it.
But then, surely, at least it's a bit more competitive than these boring friendlies like you mentioned.
I suppose it is.
Because they're going to be international matches, whatever the case. So why not
maybe they expanded
worthwhile?
it. Maybe they expanded the actual finals, if that makes sense. Instead of having 4 teams in the actual finals, maybe they expanded it a little bit.
But then you're adding more matches, because there is a qualifying process that they go through. That was actually the first time round. I didn't follow the second one that is this current one, but the first one that England got to the final, I thought that was a great system. You know, we played Croatia, we played Spain, and every time we played those teams, they were really competitive matches. I thought it was brilliant. But I'm not the biggest fan of the format. I don't think it's the greatest thing in the world. No, I still watch my club football a lot more than the international football, and that won't change. But I do think it's better this way than just having friendlies that really mean nothing, because you win and then no matter what happens, either it's the end of the world because you lost a friendly against, I don't know, Andorra, or it doesn't mean anything because you beat a team in a friendly. So I don't like friendlies, international ones particularly. Jamie saying, I quite like that there's some competitiveness in this tournament. I mean, let's not forget the Confederations Cup. I think we should forget the Confederations Cup, and Jamie just won't let go. So I think it's kind of funny that Italy have lost the semi-final, their first game after 36 straight, not wins, but a 36 undefeated streak, and then they lose when they play in Italy. This competition that's supposed to be, rolled out for them after their Euro win. It's Josh saying, what's my prediction? Joe and Seb, what's yours, Joe?
I think France will win it. I personally have a soft spot for Spain. I've done since I was younger. I think it's because when I was younger, obviously Rafa Benitez was in charge of Liverpool, Tavares, Alonso, etc. Garcia. So I've always had a soft spot for the Spanish national team. So I'd like Spain to win. But personally, I think France, reigning world champions, still got the quality in their side. You look at the starting 11, and you look at the front three of Griezmann, Mbappe and Benzema. I think that's going to have too much for the back four of Spain, because you look at Eric Garcia is relatively inexperienced alongside Laporte at the back. Marcos Alonso, I don't rate that highly at left back for Spain. So I just think France have got too much in the attacking sense for Spain. Controversial as it may be.
I think that there's reason to think France will win, yeah. Mbappe and Griezmann are the ones that are not exactly on form, so that may play a factor, but Benzema's unstoppable recently, and that may just be the difference. I like this front three for Spain of Torres, or Oyarzabal, sorry, and, well, Sarabia I'm not the biggest fan of, but I think those two, Oyarzabal and Torres, could really cause France problems, and with a high press, exciting young team that Spain have got, quite energetic, even if they've got Busquets in there. Laporte, who's back on form, not convinced with Garcia whatsoever, but I think this Spain team has got enough to give them a good match. I do think, France nip it. I'm not sure how. I'm going to just sit on the fence here and say maybe a draw and they'll take it maybe after extra time or in penalties, but I still think France just edge it.
I'm trying to remember, does it go to extra? It does go to extra time, yeah.
I think it does, yeah.
I can't remember if it was like a bit like the Community Shield where it goes to penalties. I know poor Paris in a national tournament to a club tournament, but you get what I mean.
Greg's asking what the point is of winning the Nations League. Is there automatic qualifying to the World Cup? There are easier routes to get to the World Cup, if I'm not wrong. I think they do automatically qualify for the World Cup, but I can't remember rightly. France haven't been in the best of form recently. Before their win against Finland just the other day, they'd gone 6 matches without a win, which for the reigning world champions, they're in now. Oyarzabal.
Didn't catch it, did he, Seb?
Well, Oyarzabal, problem with him is he has got one foot, and that is his left foot. There's nothing else to his game. He will always shoot on his left foot, and the fact he was on his right there, well, I think France weren't too bothered there. But as I was saying, France, I'm not convinced France play well with a back three. They did against Belgium, they got through, just about, maybe. I think the back three that they played was against Switzerland as well, and Deschamps saw that after 45 minutes it was a disaster. Having all that being said, they did have Longley in that back three, so against Switzerland, so maybe with other defenders or actual competent defenders, it works, a back three for France. I'm not 100% sold on it.
It says on here, just doing some research on the format of the tournament, the original format, according to the approved format, the 54, this is the original format, UEFA Nations teams were divided into 4 divisions called leagues, 12 teams in A, B and C, and 16 teams in D. In each league, 4 groups were formed, with 3 or 4 teams. Teams played each other home and away, and then that decided who went up and down and qualified for the main tournament. It says adjustments for 2020-21. After the completion of the first Nations League season, UEFA decided to adjust the format this year. The new league structure comprised of 16 teams in A, B, and C, and 7 in D. The transition to the new format occurred by making various one-time changes from 1819, namely the suspension of relegations in A and B, the promotion of the 2 best teams per group C and D instead of only 1 team per group, promotion for the best 3rd placed in D. But this is the actual finals bit. The change to the format followed a collective consultation process, etc., etc. And it says the actual finals. In the top league, A, the winners of the 4 groups go on to play in the finals with 2 semis, and then the 3rd and 4th place decider. And then obviously 1 final decider becomes the champions. Teams can also be promoted and relegated to higher leagues. Trying to find the actual relevant bit there to see if it says anything about the World Cup. If away goals are equal extra time to be played, then away goals will penalties. Well, it's not relevant for the final, is it? After extra time.
Sounds like a lot of guidelines for not a lot of real context.
Yeah, the Nations League is linked with World Cup, with European qualification, for the World Cup. Although to a lesser degree than the Championship qualifying round, the European Championships. The first round of World Cup qualification consists of 10 groups. The winner of each group will directly qualify for the World Cup. That doesn't make any sense. That's irrelevant to the actual Nations League, so I don't know.
Yeah, I've tried reading rules on this, but when it first came about, and I never really got a grasp of it because I just don't think it's very clear. Greg's asking what our thoughts on the Newcastle takeover are. What are yours on that, Joe?
It's a complicated one, isn't it? Because if you're a Newcastle fan, it's great for you lot. You know, you've got all this money, richest club in the world now, 360 billion apparently the new ownership group's worth. The problem is, obviously, you look away from the football side of things, it's the whole human rights record and all that lot. I don't really know too much about the political side of things. And is sport washing involved? I don't know. I think for Newcastle, it depends. Obviously, money doesn't always buy success. They could be seen as a new Manchester City, where City were taken over in 2008 and then won the league in 2012, won the FA Cup before that in 2011. It's an exciting time for Newcastle. Will they go out and be able to attract these stars? I know money might be able to turn a few players' heads, but with all due respect, Newcastle's not really the destination of Madrid or London or Manchester or Liverpool, is it? Or Barcelona?
Well, maybe
I
find it funny you're putting Manchester in the same sort of category as Barcelona of living standards. It's completely different places, and I agree. Maybe Newcastle's not that sexy, but it's probably a lot sexier than a lot of other places in Britain. I mean, Newcastle or Blackburn, which one are you going to? Oh, no offence to anyone from Blackburn. You know what I mean.
Have you been to Blackburn, Seb?
I have. I could have said other places, but I just randomly chose that one. And also great example because Blackburn actually did go out and spend money, then did win the Premier League. So, you know, kind of proves a point in some way. I think, I don't know what to think anymore because if we're starting to talk about ethics, how many of these owners follow ethic guidelines anyway? If we're talking about Manchester City and owned by Qataris or whomever it may be, I don't think a lot of these rich people follow standard ethics or morals. I'll say what I think about the Saudi Arabia regime. It's not one that I will support. It's nothing like that, but we can't turn a blind eye to other clubs like Manchester City, or even we can go to Liverpool to that matter. All these owners that have questionable backgrounds. I don't think it should be just a binary thing of yes, they're bad or no, they're good. It's placed on a spectrum, and I think that every owner should be questioned. But I think it gets too political and probably too complicated for anyone to buy football clubs if we're going to question everything they do. I don't know. I'm not really too sure what to think about it. I don't like it, no. I don't like money just suddenly being invested into a club like that. But it's unfortunately the way it is. Money speaks louder in football than anything else.
Yeah, I think there needs to be some sort of guideline in place. I think in I do, like for years, been against the transfer cap and the salary cap because I think, oh, but these records are there to be broken. But I think a cap does need to be brought in because I think it is getting a bit ridiculous with, these groups just buying football clubs for the sake of it, having a bit of fun with it. Because what happens, say, with Man City or Newcastle, say in a few years' time, they've won every single trophy, ownership gets bored. Is there going to be many people that can afford to take over and fund those big wage bills and packets? Not really, I don't think. Unless they sell to another sheikh or another Arab prince, I don't know. But you've got to look at it logically. It's not really a sustainable model long term.
I don't think it's about sustainability anymore. Once you get that much money injected into your asset, I don't think there's too many problems about it being sustainable. Is the timer behind? The match is 18 minutes in. Well, we're behind because mine is behind, unfortunately. And then also transmitting towards YouTube, so that's the answer, Josh. But Spain have looked positive in this beginning of the match.
They've looked quite good. When they've been in possession, they controlled the ball quite well, I believe. I thought they were just about to play a ball in then, but took too long and ended up having to play it down the flank. There was Aspilicueta and Kimpembe's on the ball now for France, and silly little foul there by Gavi. But yeah, they've done quite well on the ball so far. Spain have controlled possession when they've been in it, and not really, apart from that Benzema chance, I don't really recall any other chances for France.
I like seeing Tchouaméni starting for France, young player from Monaco, and good time for France to start integrating some of the younger players because we all know they've got a great pool of young talent, France, and I'm happy to start seeing some of them come in. But yeah, I'm still wondering why Pavard is starting. I really just don't get that. And especially in a back five or a midfield three as a wing back, I think that's completely ludicrous if you ask me. Theo Hernandez in that left side. I'm also glad to see Theo Hernandez finally in there. Probably long overdue, this call up to the French national team. I think one of the best left backs in Europe at the moment. And yeah, argue me on that if you want, anyone. Go ahead. But France, after that quite humiliating elimination from the Euros, or the way it happened more or less, they needed to freshen things up just a bit. And that was a bad foul from Rodri. That's a yellow card offence, isn't it?
Oh, he's just chopped him, hasn't he?
But Rodri's very clever, isn't he? He's the Pep midfielder like Fernandinho was, those constant fouls, but still doesn't get a yellow card. Well, he eventually does, and then he stops. But it's like he wants a yellow card every match. But
yeah,
that tackle against Fabinho in the Liverpool match, and that was amazing. You imagine Mascherano? Are you saying
a little bit?
Are you saying that Rodri will be a centre back soon?
It could be. I was thinking it's just the way he can get in there and get away those little tackles. Obviously Mascherano early on in his career, when he was moved from West Ham to Liverpool, wasn't the best disciplined in that position. But once he managed to get his head and sort himself out, he become one of the best defensive midfielders in the world. And obviously Barcelona brought him and played him as a centre back. But he used to always have a knack after his first season at Liverpool of it was funny enough after he got sent off at Old Trafford of being able to time those tackles and get away with the dark arts, they call it, don't they?
Exactly. But I like the way you mentioned Mascherano being brought as a centre back. I think was that Pep who made him a centre back eventually.
I think it was Pep that made him centre back. Yeah,
and
it was.
And then eventually he did the same with Javi Martinez, defensive midfielder, made him a centre back at Bayern Munich. Is he going to do the same with Rodri at Manchester City? He did it with Fernandinho to cover for many defensive injuries that they had that particular season. But who knows? Could be. I think he's really good on the ball. Very underestimated what he can do with the ball at his feet. Greg saying, because who owner of the public investment couldn't be part of the Saudi government. That's what the Premier League said, but they were not in the main part of the Saudi government. So my assumption is there that they're not 100% attached to the Saudi government. That's why some people think it's fine, whereas people are still questioning because there are legitimate ties towards the Saudi government. But then this is a geopolitical matter more than anything else, I think. If we're questioning what the Premier League do by letting these owners become the owners of Newcastle, then we're ignoring a lot of what's gone on before.
There's questions. You could question every owner, really, couldn't you? Like you said before.
Yeah.
I'm not fully happy with FSG at Liverpool. I don't want. I'm not saying I want them out, but I'm not fully comfortable with everything that they do. I don't think they're perfect, and the Super League stuff showed that. Yeah, that greed trumped everything for them. Yeah, money trumped everything for them over the integrity of the club. Obviously, there's question marks over City's integrity. There's question marks over United's owners, whether they're doing what's best for their club.
I think it's not a question of what's the best for their club, because obviously these people haven't been in charge of Newcastle for very long. The idea of what they do behind the scenes, which is run a government that seems, well, I don't know if the questions are that the claims are that they're corrupt, or if it's mainly just that people don't align with their political ideology, which is very, let's say, anti-Semitic, very, how do I say it, anti-homosexuals, for instance, things like that, the way Sharia law is applied in that country. Lots of things we could question. I don't know whether afterwards that's just a question of having a difference of opinion, or really thinking that this should be the way of thinking. I don't know. I'm not going to go into a political debate about what the government do there. I have my opinions on that, and it starts becoming very irrelevant to Newcastle in the end. I'm not sure what to think. That's it.
Back onto this game. Spain
Exactly,
have 66% possession to France's 34. So that doesn't show dominance, not dominoes, dominance. Then I don't know what does.
It might show dominoes too.
Might do. Topple them over.
To be honest, why people say that they are scared because of human rights? They want to own a football club. I think it's more just Greg saying this. I think it's more just ignoring what the Saudi government do in question of human rights. But you know, why let them run a club in your institute when you think that what they're doing back in their own country is really wrong? That's basically it. Oyozabal has been fouled there. I didn't see what happened. There's been rumours. Now, these are very light rumours that Pep Guardiola is interested in bringing Oyozabal to Manchester City.
Ooh.
And I've heard the name for a long time. He's still only 24.
It's about that right age, isn't he?
When you see him, you wouldn't. I didn't think he looked 24. I think he looked a bit older. But yeah, very left-footed player. So maybe this is the front line for City in the future. Sarabia and Oyozabal and Torres.
Man City's future front three.
Is it? Now, I'm going to feel a bit embarrassed by saying this. Is Ferran Torres left-footed? Because he always seems to touch it with his right foot, but then his crossing, his passes, his end product with his right foot looks like he's not balanced properly, as if it were his preferred foot.
I think Ferran Torres is left-footed. I think you are right.
But
I'll have a look.
But he touches it always with his right foot, which just seems weird to me. And Gavi puts a cross into Lloris that just way too close to the goalkeeper. Yeah, and Sergio Busquets being the captain of the Spanish team at the moment. I'm not sure. I think that is something that might come back to bite Enrique on the bum. You know, sticking with this Barcelona ideology. You know, Busquets probably shouldn't be starting for Barcelona at the moment. Well, someone can correct me on that, someone who watches Barcelona a lot more, but I don't think he's up to the standard of being a team that are looking to win the Euros, the World Cup, and the player like Sergio Busquets, who's well past it, being the main figure in that team.
Regarded as a talented and highly promising young attacking winger. Just reading about whether he's left or right-footed.
And France really are, well, they're playing the way you mentioned before, that they've had very little possession, but then again, this is always how they've played under Deschamps. This is nothing new, but I don't know how long this particular French team can absorb so much pressure, especially from a very ferocious Spanish team. So we both said France before this, and I think at half-time we'd be ready to change our minds, right?
Sorry, Alex, I'm sorry. What was the question, sir?
We mentioned that we both said France would win it. Well, we assumed France would win it. Yeah, looking at this game, I think at half-time we'd be ready to change our minds. I think the Spanish are well in this.
Been dominant, haven't they?
They just look more composed in the match. Like they've got a hold of it. But again, France can. If there's a team that can defend against this sort of pressure, it's France.
It says on here he's double-footed, Tires.
Interesting.
Isn't that most players though?
You'd be surprised. I think the idea of perfecting both feet is almost old-fashioned. I look at players now, and there's a lot more that like to master their preferred foot. I see he's just tried putting a cross in again, Torres, and with his right foot, and another wayward one. So I'm sure he's not right-footed.
I don't think he is. I'm sure I remember something about when he joined City, them saying on the TV about it.
That's going to be the half-time poll. What foot is what is Torres' preferred foot?
Great interaction.
Yeah.
Oh, Mr. Begoin in the comments, as he said. Seb set up his two profiles with a laughing emoji.
It's so much simpler.
He's just jealous, Seb. He's just jealous of your rig.
Yeah. He's jealous. See, with Joe on the Zoom call, I've got my webcam on from the computer, but on the stream you'll see a much higher quality one, which is a different webcam. See, Joe's not seeing the full spec here.
Oof.
It looks like Sarabia. No, are they claiming for a handball here?
They are. They're playing on.
Well, yeah.
They haven't got VAR, have they?
They do.
Oh, they do?
They do,
Might be having a look at
Lukaku's goal the other day was ruled out from by VAR. And Mbappe looks like he's losing the ball here. Oh no, he keeps it.
Nope, loses it now.
Loses it. See, he should be giving that ball to someone much sooner. And I don't care what people say. I think you could have put other people in that top 30 list for the Ballon d'Or than Mbappe.
I like him, but he's not had a good year. It hit his elbow, didn't it?
It looks like it.
Well, I think it's a bit harsh one, I think.
Burgoyne's saying, I have most of the gear, I just don't have a keyboard or the talent to play one. I think he's talking about this. I completely forgot this was behind me.
Greg says, do you think Antonio Conte will be the next Newcastle manager? Because he would go to Newcastle with the amount of money they've got now. He'd be able to get the players he wants.
No.
Yeah, but it's not just about that. It's about European football for him as well, isn't it? Because he wants European competition.
And Conte is a nightmare of a person. He is very particular. So I don't think he's just going to go to Tyneside and manage Newcastle tomorrow.
One of my colleagues at work's a Man United fan, and he said he'd have Conte over Solskjaer as manager. I was like, oh.
No.
He said he'd prefer a bit of Italian football, and I'm like, okay.
So
Yeah,
I
three
think
at the back and stuff. I was like,
I think I mentioned this in our group chat, which is always take where Jose Mourinho has managed to find success, and that's a place where Conte can manage. Mourinho had success at Chelsea, so then Conte went to Chelsea, success. Mourinho had success at Inter, Conte went to Inter and success. Whereas Mourinho failed at United, so Conte, not sure it's the fit there either. They're very similar. They don't play the same style, but they're such hard work to deal with that you've got to do the Mourinho test. Has it worked out for Mourinho there? Yes, then hire Conte. No, I'd be careful. At Man United, I'd say it wasn't that much of a success, so I'd take it easy on having Conte. And Solskjaer's got stick mainly because of that young boys defeat. One thing you've got to know about Conte is his European record is atrocious. Absolutely awful. I think as a manager he's only got out the Champions League group once with Juventus, and that Juventus side we saw when Allegri came in afterwards, got to two finals in 3 years. Say what you will about Conte, great manager, but he won't get you anywhere near European success. Burgoyne's saying I was going to invest time on learning to play proper piano, Ableton, and I had a MIDI keyboard with a drum pad on. See, got all that, Jamie. Ableton is the way forward for any you music producers out there.
Jamie, I've got a question for you. Are you ready for the penalty shootout challenge when we get organised with that? Obviously, we're working on the process of a video at the moment where we're going to do for the fans watching, we're going to do a penalty shootout challenge. There'll be 2 teams. Me and Stu are set to be on one team, and the 2 Jamies at the moment are set to be on the other. We want to see who's going to be the master of penalties.
There's a foul in dangerous position here. I think he had to make the foul. Torres does really well. It's quicker than I initially thought.
Is he not getting a card, Tuman?
I think
Too many, so
he touches the ball actually. Look at it, he touches the ball before. No, he goes into his leg, then touches the ball. Yeah, I think he's pushing his luck. I think this is his second foul at the moment. Tchouaméni. Oh wait. You could say that was one foul too many.
Oh, fair play, well played.
Greg saying if you're a Sunderland fan, you'll be kicking up hell at your rivals and now the richest club in the world. What was it Burgoyne sent onto our group the other day, which was being double relegation, 2 playoff final promotion defeats, having an embarrassing documentary about you, and now your rival club is the richest in the world. If I were a Sunderland fan, I'd just be giving up football.
He absolutely hates Sunderland with a passion. Just Burgoyne.
I'm not aware of his beef with Sunderland. Alonso, he goes wide. Poor free kick, drags it.
I don't know too much about it myself. I just know that he absolutely hates Sunderland. I'm sure you could give us the reasons in the comments below.
Burgoyne's just got involved, saying, we saw them cry on Netflix, Greg. Sod them. Why does people say no to Antonio Conte to United? He's way better than Ollie. Oh, I agree. I just don't think he's an exemplary character that the Glazers or Edward would work with. I think it'd go tits up if say, United, they buy players, it's not their manager, they need a coach, not a manager. Ollie at the moment is a coach. So when they bring in players, he has to work with it. It's not, I want this player, blah, 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 blah. Imagine that happening with Conte. Imagine. He would lose his shit. You brought in Ronaldo behind my back. I'm leaving. He'll say that. He's capable of doing that, that sort of thing. Yeah, but he's the best player in the world. He'd say, anyway, nah, I'm leaving. Back in my bags, gone. United and Conte for me is not a fit.
Well, he walked from Inter, didn't he, in the summer? That come out
I think
nowhere,
that was
really.
A bit more justified. He won the league, and then they were being told that they'd have no money and they'd have to sell their best players. So I understand his reason behind that. Inter was starting to go a bit to shit, and he did his job. He won into the league. He broke the Juventus pattern. For him, that's a success. And he did always mention when he was in Italy that he was going to leave. He kept, there's always these threats that okay, I'm leaving them tomorrow. This is Conte. He was very childish. He still is, and he'll never change. But my God, he's a fantastic football manager. If you want to win a domestic title, he will win you that domestic title. And France really struggling to break this press and transition forward with ease, because you see Lloris booting up to Benzema. Does well to keep it down, but when you've got no time, the last thing you want is a bouncing ball, and that's what France keep having to deal with.
I'm trying not to laugh. There's picking up your Newcastle takeover and stuff. Just seen this video pop on my phone. I just got a message come through, so I just checked with it what it was important. I noticed a video sent to me of this is the new Newcastle kit. It's a bloke dressed up in the same sort of outfit as the owners would wear.
I've seen it, and I think it's questionable of us showing us.
The one where he's like taking a penalty, he's playing someone like in Ronaldo kit and stuff.
Okay.
It's quite funny. Naughty, but funny.
See, there's no end product in the Spain team, is there? When they came down to League One, all the fans were arrogant, telling opposition fans before the game how they're too good to be in League One. 4 seasons, Sunderland. Yeah, it's this, yeah, just looking back, and Gabby tries putting a cross in a really bad one. Is Varane injured? He's pulling a face when running. How many corners is it now for Spain? This is way too many for them to not have had a clear chance. Yeah, it goes right into the palms of Lloris.
4 corner that.
Well, I just no one getting on the end of it. If you think about it, how many tall players do Spain have?
Not many.
Yeah, I'm trying to think now. Busquets, Laporte. Yeah, not a tall team, so corners just keep getting swung into the box and doing nothing with them. Yeah, Varane's down. Varane is down. I think it's the other Hernandez brother who's going to come on.
The United fans. Rafael Varane.
Yeah, Varane's injured as well as Maguire. Not going to look good, is it? Oh, they must be panicking.
That's a bit innocuous.
What do you mean by that?
Seemed to like. Yeah, I don't know if the replay come up on yours. It just seemed to intercept the ball and just as you kick the ball, and then he just seems to grimace. But you don't really see what.
It's not clear what he's done, is it?
No. Nobody's near him.
I think it must be a problem that he's had before the game or near the beginning of the game. It's just resurfaced.
My initial thought was ankle, but they're saying on the commentary on Sky that I'm watching it on Sky, they think it's a hamstring problem. I don't know. To me, it looked like it was ankle.
Yeah, hard to judge, I think. But if you lose Varane, that's not a good sign for France or United. So it is Upamecano who's come on.
See how he does.
I know
He's
a lot.
A bit shaky, hasn't he?
I don't think he's been as shaky as people like to think. Everyone after that United game said, "Who's this Upamecano? He's terrible." People raving about him. And I think he has had some shockers, yeah, but he's generally quite solid and very athletic. I'm not sure he's the guy you want leading your defence. I mean, Varane is that guy. with Kimpembe, Koundé, Upamecano. I don't see any of those three managing the back line that well. You see they're just booting it long from Lloris, and Spain get it back easily. I'll tell you someone who has had a shaky start, and that's Eric Garcia. Yeah, he is still starting for Spain, which I found very weird. Again, I think there are better centre-backs to play than the ones who are from Barcelona. Lloris just put it out there really bad.
Yeah,
France?
I think I'm right. I think it is his leg. His ankle or calf, one of those two.
Did you see that shin pad with his face on it? Well, not his face, but a picture of him.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty hilarious. I'm even if I'm a professional footballer, I wouldn't have shin pads on my. Well, I wouldn't have shin pads with my face on it. I think just really odd. I've got my own face to protect my shins.
You'd put your family on it or something, wouldn't you? Or
I'm not sure about that, Joe. I'm really not. I wouldn't like football players kicking at my family's face.
oh, good point, actually. Or you'd have your club badge or something.
Yeah,
maybe.
that seems logical. To me, that makes sense.
I think Ronaldo has. I'm sure I saw Ronaldo's the other day. Someone put a picture up online. It's a picture like a montage of United's badge and stuff in the background, and then pictures of him and over the top. It was a bit like, okay.
Literally over the top. Well, no, more figuratively, but yeah, over the top.
Yeah, it was a bit over the top.
I want to find something funny to put on shin pads. That way, it just seems weird.
You shall not pass.
I'll have a my COVID pass.
Gandalf, you shall not pass.
Oh, I just heard pass, and I thought, yeah, put your COVID pass on there. COVID passport.
You shall not pass. Should be on the shin pads or something. Or you can't tackle this.
Just put a clip of the Shining film and just put the Shin film. Terrible. Really terrible. I'm not proud of myself there. Jamie saying, if you watch the second season of Sunderland Till I Die, you can see the arrogance and false big club mentality. In season 2, Sunderland smashed Newcastle in the EFL Cup, a 2-0 home domination, and the fans go mental. Then Burgoyne proceeds to correct himself, saying Newcastle under 21s.
It wasn't even the EFL Cup, it was the Papa John's Trophy.
Are you sure? No, I don't think a championship side can participate in that. Oh wait, the Papa John's Trophy, is that what the EFL is? The EFL Cup is now?
Because the EFL Cup's the Carabao Cup, innit? I presume you meant
the formerly known as what is it, the Vase?
The Football League Trophy. Yeah, the Football League Trophy, is it something? I can't remember.
I can't remember. Burgoyne will know.
Yeah. Yeah, because he didn't go to Wembley a few years ago to watch Shrewsbury in it. I know we watched them in the playoff finals at Wembley.
Yeah, probably. So 2 minutes of time.
A minute already gone.
A minute already gone, exactly.
See, I don't have that much of a problem with Sunderland, but I've not really encountered many Sunderland fans or whatever. I know a few Newcastle fans. I've got on well with them as a whole, as a collective, and there seems to be respect between both Liverpool and Newcastle fans. Or in the case of Newcastle fans that I've met, there's been respect. Yeah, they've respected the club. Hang on, that's Spain in? Nah. Kimpembe closing the door there. Was it Koundé? Was it? Did they just say?
I'm not sure, but someone's down now, and I've just missed that.
Yeah, it was Koundé, sorry. That got across. Couldn't tell from the wide angle at first. Another France player down. Hernandez.
It's Hernandez. Bad news for Milan if he's injured.
Come on, Jamie, you let us down. You're not commenting.
We're waiting for Jamie's insight on the
Half-time.
NFL.
Half time, 0-0. Come on, lads, you're letting us down.
Needs to do better than that.
Mbappe, 166 million. Posted a bid for 200 million for Madrid, and you can't score in a final.
So,
Telling you.
gonna go into half-time mode. And... Oh, wrong captures up on the half-time. Just gonna sort that out now. Nope, wrong one. So yeah, half-time.
Ooh, that's a big question.
And my capture is incorrect.
Question from Greg. Seb?
We'll get to Greg's question. A scale of 1 to 10, how big is the Tyne-Wear derby in your opinion? Do you think it's the top 10 biggest derbies in England? It's definitely one of the biggest derbies in England. I'm not sure where it places though, because again, I'm not really too familiar with all these, with how it goes on in Britain. I've not been in Britain for a while, so I can't judge how fans react to that sort of match. I couldn't tell you. It must be in the top 10 derbies in England. It must be.
I think it'd be 9th or 10th, with all due respect to it.
Ooh, I think you're harsh there. I think it's above most London derbies if we're talking ferocity and passion.
For me, it's technically not a derby, but technically it is. I'd class Liverpool, Manchester United as the biggest.
It's a rivalry. I wouldn't go saying that's a derby.
Because some people dub it as like the Northwest Derby. I don't know if so much of it is or not.
I wouldn't call it a derby. I wouldn't call that one a derby.
My biased opinion is I'd say Merseyside, but derby is the biggest one. Shocking. I'm biased, aren't I?
Shocking.
With Manchester second. But you could either flip either of those around, really, couldn't you? Let's be honest.
Yeah, I think Burnley Blackpool is one of the most fiercest ones.
Blackpool.
I'm just messing. I don't know. Wigan Manchester is definitely a big one. I've got a half-time mode up, so I'm gonna
Wrexham Chester. Can't forget Wrexham Chester.
Obviously, but that's a Wales derby.
Cross border.
No, it's a Wales derby. Chester being in Wales, or their stadium.
Yeah, the stadium.
If Adam Davis is anywhere near, then he'll be losing his shit at us saying that.
Apart from the front office, all of the stadiums in Wales, apart from the front office.
Yeah, just gonna look through the stats at halftime. Got mode up now. Ball possession, as we mentioned before, 67 to Spain, 33% to France. And even looking at the shots, total shots, 2 for Spain, 1 on target. 1 for France, none on target. It's not been, there haven't been clear-cut chances, have there, in this game? I wouldn't say. But, yeah. And if you look, corner kicks, it says 2 each, which I thought Spain must have had more. Fouls, 5 Spain, 6 France, blah, blah, blah. And you could just tell that there's clear dominance from the Spanish side, except for in duels 1, 20 for Spain, 21 for France, so tight on a defensive level. And just looking at France have got just a bit more interceptions and tackles than Spain. Nothing too particular. If you look at the score ratings, no one really stands out, and I think that's pretty correct if we're looking at what we saw in the match. No particular player stood out, do you think? I think Torres was quite lively in some points, but his end product was far from good enough. I can't think of any other players that really stood out then, though. I thought Gavi was actually quite poor. Some really easy, cheap balls he was giving away. And it says here that the worst rating out of everyone, guess who it is? It's the 200 million. Guess who's got the worst rating as we speak on this website, or the stats accumulating website?
Worst rating, Mbappe?
Yeah, it's Mbappe at the moment. So just looking over his accurate passes, 3 out of 6, 50%, 12 touches in the whole match. Crosses, 1 attempted, unsuccessful. Ground duels, 3 attempted, non-successful. Lost possession 8 times. And has actually done nothing else. No shots, no key passes, no long balls, no aerial duels gone for. Nothing. And I think that's pretty appropriate. I haven't seen him at all. And he's talking about how PSG have held on to him. He came out this week in the media. I don't know if you saw this, Joe, and was mentioning that he made it clear at the end of July that he wanted to leave, giving PSG enough time to find a replacement. And it was PSG who did not want to cooperate with Real Madrid when the initial story was apparently PSG said that Mbappe told them way too late that he wants to leave. I don't know who's telling the truth, but what is your opinion on Mbappe? Just Mbappe generally. What do you think of him?
What do you think of him as a player?
Player, individual. What do you think of the whole story of him wanting to go to Madrid and actually coming out to the press and mentioning how unhappy he was with PSG's dealing of it? Because he said now he'll leave as a free agent, but he's not sure what Leonardo means saying that they won't let him go on a free.
But if he's out of contract, they've got no choice.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's what's also quite weird. That's what
Yeah,
Mbappe's mentioned is weird. He is out of contract. How are Paris going to make him stay?
yeah, because it's not like the olden days where they could withhold the registration before the Bosman ruling come in. Funny, it's not funny, but the interesting fact on Jean-Marc Bosman, he's now living in a council house in Belgium. But anyway, because he spent all his millions that he's made from that ruling. But I think he's a quality player when he's on it, when his head's right and he's on. Yeah, he wants to play football. He's an absolute quality player, Mbappe, and he's got the pace, he's got the dribbling ability, and he has the potential to be the best in the world one day and a future Ballon d'Or winner. He's apparently he was a boyhood Madrid fan, so it kind of makes sense that he wants to go and play for that club. I think he's set out and achieved most of what he wanted to do at PSG. The only thing that he's missing is that Champions League, and maybe he sees Madrid as that club that could do that for him, win the Champions League. I think they were foolish not to accept that 200 million bid in the summer. I think when you know he's only got 12 months left on his contract and he says he won't sign regardless, take the 200 million and because PSG have got a good squad of players anyway.
Mm-hmm.
They could easily get someone decent. They could have got Haaland in if they wanted, or I know it's a different type of player, but he's still going to bang in goals and even fun. Or they could have got someone of quality in.
Mm-hmm.
Or they could have got 3 or 4 little decent players and bulked out the squad a little bit more. I don't know, but the 200 million, I would have taken it then rather get nothing in the summer. I know he's on 400,000 a week as well. So obviously when it comes next summer, that'll be loosened off the wage bill. But so PSG can afford anything.
I was
pretty much.
Sorry, yeah. Let you finish. I interrupted.
That's okay. I was just saying PSG can pretty much afford anyone's wages.
Mm-hmm. I was thinking, the 200 million, like you mentioned, it's an essential point. If you got that 200 million in, I thought that Camavinga might have gone to PSG instead of Real Madrid. They could have got Asamoah in. They could have got 2 little players like that. And then, as you mentioned, the squad depth would have been unbelievable. Absolutely unreal. I thought they would get OR and Camavinga, but none of those came to fruition. He's 23 next summer. Players under 24, aren't clubs entitled to a compensation if they leave on a free agent?
I think they are, yeah.
But how will that work out then? Because then to me that also says that he can't make an agreement in January. That's what that I'm just interpreting that maybe completely wrong, but that's my impression of it all. He can't agree to sign for Madrid in January if there needs to be a compensation package because he is under 24. Now, if anyone knows, please do comment and explain to me how it works specifically. Because Mbappe we talk about free agents leaving, like, for instance, Ramos, Messi. Yeah, they're in their 30s, though. Mbappe's still really young, so I think that's that you've got to take into account. I'm not sure what the specifics are, and if anyone does know, I'd love to know. There's some more comments in from Burgoyne, particularly. Papa John's Trophy, EFL Cup is the League 1 and League 2, and Prem Under-21s. Carabao Cup is the League Cup. Shrewsbury versus Hereford or Wrexham used to be Theory, but all our rivals got relegated. I see.
I presume it's supposed to be Fiery, I presume, not
Yes,
Theory.
yeah, I read that wrong. I don't know what went on with me. Cross-border derby, Wrexham versus Chester, says Burgoyne, is the best I've seen. Nothing on your Old Firms or Belgrade, but we'll have to do. Which is something that comes around often, not comes around often, but which is mentioned quite a few times. You know, Eastern European matches or the derbies in Turkey, like the Istanbul derby, apparently is unbelievable. Or even just the Milan derby. I think there are a lot of derbies that one would have to see, and I'm looking forward for matches to come back. And I was hoping maybe beginning of November I could try getting tickets to the Milan derby, but in the San Siro before. It's not exactly the same San Siro anymore, so we'll see about that. I do want to see a few more derbies. Yeah.
Yeah, San Siro's on my bucket list, Seb.
It's
But obviously
it's one of those things. I've drove past
difficult.
it multiple times, but I've never actually been to it. Yeah, unfortunately.
Regarding the development fee, I've been racking my brain. I know in England, I don't know what it's like abroad. They call it a development fee, don't they? Where you have to pay for someone under 24, did you say?
Well, my
Uh,
understanding was it was for players aged 23 and under, so under 24, yeah.
Yeah, so he'll be 22. So you have to pay a development fee, and then if two clubs, you can still sign for a club, but if the two clubs haven't agreed a fee, that'll go to a tribunal. But I know that's how it works with same country signings. I don't know what it's like with two overseas clubs. I don't know how that works. Whether they have to go to UEFA or something, I'm not sure.
So maybe we've not seen the last of this whole story. We thought the transfer window's closed. He'll agree to go to Real Madrid in January, but now that we mention this, and this is all speculative, we could be completely wrong, but this might not be the last of this whole debacle with Mbappe, Real Madrid, and PSG. But we're gonna take a little break and come back with you at to the second half. Don't go anywhere. Now we're back on from our break, and the second half will go on the way just in a second or two. Still 0-0 after the first half, and we're underway. I'm putting up a second poll, new poll. What is Fran Torres' preferred foot?
That's a good idea.
I think it's key that we get our audience interacting with this sort of debate. And that's when we'll look like the fools who didn't know what his favourite foot was. Listen, I'm just waiting for a penalty. I'm waiting for a penalty to come Spain's way, and then he take it. That way we can see. But it's like Greenwood. I don't know if you've seen Mason Greenwood taking a penalty with his right foot. And we've got a yellow card already, and it's for Pogba.
What's he done to his hair?
It's Les Bleus.
He's trying to angle for a move to Man City with the blue in it.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure it's the Man City one. I don't. Oh yeah, he steps on Busquets' foot. I don't think that's a yellow card. I think that's a very harsh one. But he looks furious to have got it.
I've just seen Jamie Burgoyne's comment in. Jamie Burgoyne's comment in the WhatsApp group where he says, "I live in Spain without the S."
Yep, exactly. Greg asking, is the game getting played at Inter Milan ground? Well, it's getting played at AC Milan ground. Not sure it's Inter's. It's at the San Siro, so yeah, both AC and Inter Milan's home. So as we're talking about it before, that's on the bucket list. Well, they're here tonight. I know a guy who's been to the Champions League matches at the San Siro so far this season. There have been two, I think, one for AC Milan and one for Inter, and he's been to both. Like that's good.
We'll be going in a couple of weeks. Well, the last match day when the mighty Reds go there.
Oh, you're going to the San Siro?
Oh, I wish.
Spain have played out of this heavy press from France, and that was a great chance to get a Yorzabal, but Fran Torres again with his right foot. Lack of end product. Yeah, I think 100% both at the moment.
Oh, that was me. So I was just testing the
Well, it
poll.
says 2 votes, so you've got someone else who's agreeing with you.
Oh, that's all right then. Whoever it was that listened to what I said before.
He was listening to us, yeah. Just went on Transfermarkt right now and just put it in.
Yeah, I'd like to go to San Siro at the end of the month for the last match day of the Champions League group stage, but at the moment, obviously, travelling is not advised from the UK.
Well, yeah. I mean, that sounds like a you problem.
It is very much a me problem.
I'll try and get myself some tickets to go then.
We got the stop rubbing it in, Seb.
I don't think it's a good time to go. It's not the best time to go.
I hear we're going to have an imaginary Christmas where we get to fill up our cars with imaginary fuel and put on the imaginary heating in the UK.
Again, don't mean to be like this, Joe. That sounds like a you problem.
I did not vote for this.
Oh, I didn't either, but I don't have to bear the consequences.
Let's not go into the remain and leave thing. Although I
will not.
Remain.
I will not. I was a Remainer as well. Yes, I could vote even though I don't live in the UK.
I didn't know that. Was it because you originally were from UK?
I'm from Cheshire. Technically, that's where I lived. It was near. Well, I actually lived near Town Hall, Fullersmoor, Broxton. I actually lived not far from you, Joe.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I know Broxton. Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I lived.
Oh.
Yeah, we only met through this, Joe and I, and didn't know we lived so close. Greg saying, "Where is Mr. Davis?" I'm sorry if we're insufficient for your watching needs tonight, Greg. I feel very hurt by that comment.
We've
I think
locked
Joe does
Jamie
as well,
away.
Yeah.
I do. We locked Jamie away in a basement somewhere.
Yeah, we told Jamie, you can't come on tonight. You've got to take a day off. We're getting involved before the unions do. Jamie refused to take a day off, and we forced him to. Yeah, the fella.
Funny enough, it was the first time we met in person, wasn't it? The other week, Seb.
It was after what 2 years of this. I don't know how long we've been doing this, honestly. But yeah,
2 or 3 years, yeah.
we did meet the other week. That's when I was back in England, and the whole Let's Talk Sport team were there, and my brother.
I thought your brother was a laugh.
He is.
And your friend as well, was it? That come with you? Your friend, was it?
I didn't have a friend come with me. Oh, I don't think
It was the lad from Barcelona.
Oh no, he's
Or was
a
it
friend of
Jamie's?
Jamie's friend. He's Jamie's friend.
Oh, it was Jamie's friend. Huh?
I was talking with him for a long time because I wanted to know his opinion on Catalan independence. Now, I had a few hot takes that he did not appreciate. Jamie Burgoyne says Jamie is awaiting trial for a 4th consecutive loitering charge. Burgoyne is the first person to mention no slanderous claims, and that sounds like slander because he's awaiting trial for his 3rd consecutive loitering charge, not his 4th. Burgoyne just can never get it right.
He's actually trying to add extra charges on there. I think Burgoyne's putting one of his own on Mr. Davis's, hoping that the name mix-up won't happen. Will happen, sorry.
We've still only got 2 votes on the poll here. Then apparently both, and I don't know. I'd say I'm both-footed because I'm equally bad with my left as my right. I always like to say I'm left-footed, but I'm right-footed, but I've got 2 left feet.
I'm right-footed. I'm not very good on my left unless I'm inside the area, and even then, it's not ideal.
Sounds like a bit of a strange one, Joe. It's like as soon as he's in the area, it's like my left foot just comes alive.
Pretty much.
What a great tackle from
But I always score goals. Always score goals. No, I'm not a goal hanger.
I always score goals as well. The other night I scored my 3rd own goal of the season.
Oof.
It's been a bad start for me, really bad.
How did you finish?
We lost 2-1.
The own goal, just to be precise. That's
Deflections. I try blocking the shots and I just get half onto it. Jamie's Burgoyne saying if he gets a 5th charge, he'll get a free coffee at Cafe Nero.
Hang on a second. Spain are in. Sarabia.
What a bad cross. Now the question should be asked: what foot is Sarabia? Because it looked like he was comfortable doing that on his left foot, but it was a poor cross in the end.
Oh, Pavard's in on the right. He played it. Oh, good tackle.
It wasn't enough weight on that pass, just too light. He puts a bit more weight on that, and Mbappe's in. But great recovery from Alonso.
What a face Mbappe was pulling in.
He's come alive, hasn't he, in the second half?
He's awoken from our criticism. That's what they did in the half-time interval in the French dressing room. They showed this video live to them and said, "Look, Kylian, they're questioning why you're valued at 200 million."
We showed in the stats 3 out of 6 passes completed, no duels successful. Yeah. Greg saying it was Manchester for the Rugby League Grand Final yesterday. Epic atmosphere. I don't know enough about rugby to judge. Oh, and Pavard's been called offside here.
I know St. Helens won. That's all I know. I didn't actually know it was on until about dinner time today. When I was on my break at work, and then it popped up on Twitter. One of the rugby players was saying that they won it for the 3rd year in a row or something. I was like, oh, didn't even know it was on.
I don't follow it, unfortunately, to be able to say.
I know they're playing Catalan. That's all I know. I don't really follow rugby myself. I don't like it particularly, but I'll have a look and see what it was, just so I can sound knowledgeable to Greg.
Now Koundé's got a yellow card. And France are getting their feet. They're getting stuck in. Yeah, it's probably a yellow card. So both yellow cards tonight have been on Busquets. I don't think that's coincidental. Or the fouls, I mean, the tackles. Busquets is a very manipulative and clever player. I always have that memory of 2011 when he went down. Was it Thiago Motta who didn't swing an arm? He barely touched Busquets, and then Busquets had his hands on his face on the floor, and then just kind of takes away a hand to see what the referee had done. Yeah. 2011, 2010. That's when Inter won the Champions League.
It's typical Busquets
It is.
tactic, innit?
If I dare say, shithousery. And Koundé sliding in there, he's taking a bit of a risk given he's on a yellow, right? Just seconds after being given a yellow.
Just a little bit. Oh, the in. Oh,
That was that a
Cavi's
good
gone
foul,
down.
or was that looked like it could be a foul, but I don't know if he gets the ball. Now that could have been the foul too many.
Booze ringing around the stadium.
Well, I think a lot of people would be for Spain tonight. I don't mean this in a
What's-
very
what's
offensive
that?
way, but a lot of people you see the memes circulating around. It's like what every country will be supporting tonight, and they're just Spanish flags all over, except for in France where there's a French flag.
So the Super League, just for Greg, was 12-10 to St. Helens against Catalan. And I have not seen the Danny Ward own goal, but I've heard about it. But it's gone down as an Aaron Ramsey own goal. Might have to find a clip of that.
We're gonna have to.
No, I don't want Danny Ward obituary. Oh,
Excuse me.
it's a bit morbid, isn't it, Google?
What?
Danny Ward. I went to type in Danny Ward own goal. They come up with obituary.
Fucking hell.
It's like a bit depressing, isn't it?
That is the most horrific own goal. That is an obituary, yeah. Real talk. His Royal Managerial Highness, Stu Davis, has said he won't go for the Newcastle job, citing human rights. He's banned from the Metro Centre. Who will take the job, or will Bruce stay? I'm really disappointed because I had a fiver on Stuart Davis to be the next manager, so I'm gutted. Bruce hasn't been sacked officially. Will he be sacked? I don't know. I thought it'd be Frank Lampard. Because let's be honest, no matter how rich they are, they're not going to convince a Conte to come straight away. It's not going to happen. Man City's first manager, when they got money, was Mark Hughes. It's not. It's a better manager than they've had for a while, but it's not exactly the sexy, top tier European continental manager. They'll get someone of a big profile, but they're not getting someone of the highest ilk yet. So I'm saying Frank Lampard.
It's not a bad shout, that is. Frank Lampard. Yeah, I don't think Stevie G will go there. He's been linked as well. I don't think he will.
No, I don't think so either.
I think he'll stick it out with Rangers.
I think he'll take over at Sunderland because just have the rivalry of Lampard and Gerrard.
And Burgoyne will lose all love for Stevie G.
I'm actually going to say this now, and it's going to be really... People are going to find this strange. I wouldn't be surprised if in not long, Gerrard is Tottenham manager.
Tottenham manager.
I don't think Nuno has long, given that he definitely wasn't first choice. His contract is 2 years, or it's a 1 year rolling contract, because if he doesn't get into Europe, they can be terminated next summer. I don't rate Nuno. I've said this multiple times. I don't rate him. I think there are a lot of flaws to his managerial techniques and tactics. I don't think he's got long in that Tottenham job, just because of how it started. And Gerrard's doing well, and I think Tottenham, because not many people do want to manage Tottenham, as we saw this summer, I think one of the very few candidates will be Steven Gerrard.
It's not a bad idea. Then Eddie Howe to Rangers or something.
Probably, yeah.
Because he wouldn't go to Celtic, tightening transfer policy or something, but Wouldn't be
Eddie
surprised
Howe
to see him
needs
go to Rangers
transfer
just to
policy.
spite him. I think sure that was the reason why he didn't go, was transfer policy. Yeah, the
It-
funds and stuff.
It'd be good for Eddie Howe to go to the Rangers.
I think it'd suit him.
I think he needs to regrow that reputation back. And Spain getting in the box really. France are stubborn. They're defending very stubbornly here. Upamecano showing his physicality against Rodri there. Or Rodrigo, which one is it? Jamie Burgoyne saying, many people forget Newcastle are in 19th and January is far away. There's a chance they could be relegated even. New signings can rarely be plonked into a club and be expected to perform. I still don't think Newcastle will get relegated, even with Bruce in charge. I keep doubting him and he keeps defying me. They usually get a similar points tally every year and similar goals scored, similar goals conceded. As when Bruce is manager, when Rafa Benitez was manager, I think they'll be fine. I do think they're pushing it a bit this season with, well, not really any transfers of note. If Callum Wilson stays out for a long period of the season, okay, they're in trouble. If not, I do think they might hold on. And so it is a fair point from Jamie as well. Look at how many times in the past seasons that Newcastle's goalkeepers have saved them. That's not going to happen every year. I mean, we talked about Dubravka 2 seasons ago. We talked about Darlow last season saving Newcastle so many points. That isn't going to keep happening. So yeah, there is a possibility they'll be relegated, which could be quite funny. They'll go into the Championship, have Kevin Nolan as a manager. It'll all be fun and games.
And the Arab will look for his receipt and go to Mike Ashley. Can I have my 450 million back? And he'll say,
billion.
Nope.
Oh no,
No
450,
returns.
Yeah, that's how much they purchased for it. I think has Griezmann got a yellow card there for the tackle on Busquets?
I think so, yeah. Busquets looks like he's handled it there.
But Busquets was initially pulling Griezmann down there. See, he was really clever in doing that.
I know France got the free kick,
Yeah.
I think. Oh, ball that is. No. Unai Simon, quick off his line there, wasn't he?
Yeah, that is one thing that he's actually quite good at. The thing that I think David De Gea would get criticised quite often, he doesn't come for balls. He stays quite close to his line. He's very un-Spanish in his way of goalkeeping, except for maybe the shots with his feet that he does quite a lot of. I mean, I don't associate that typically with a Spanish keeper, but yeah, Spanish keepers were all about coming out quickly, being that 11th player on the pitch. De Gea is not that. I don't care what anyone says. De Gea stays very close to his line. He knows his goal. He knows how to stop the shots wherever it is in the goal. Not always successful. But Simon, yeah, he's a very Spanish-like goalkeeper. Comes out quickly. Likes to distribute it, even though I do question it sometimes, distribution. Ooh, oh, it's in. That's in. That's in. I'm sure that's in. Goal line technology will get that in.
Is that Hernandez?
I think it was. I'm sure that was in. That looked in, didn't it?
It did look over the line.
I'm a bit surprised by that.
It's the foul in the build-up as well. I'm surprised there's not a...
And Mbappe's offside there, is he? No? Okay.
I can't suppose the referee didn't put it back for a yellow card for one of the Spain
now
players.
Oyarzabal is in.
He's in. And it's in! 1-0 Spain.
As I mentioned, you want it on his left foot, don't you?
Bit of controversy there, isn't it?
Imagine the scenes if VAR gives the goal to France, or goal in technology, sorry. I kind of want to see that just for the short audacity of it.
We passed the point of no return.
I don't think so yet. No, I think we can still check it, right? There's no stoppage in play. Yeah, and Koundé makes Oyarzabal onside. It's scruffy, but he manages to get the ball under control, Oyarzabal. I don't know how, but that's a really, really well taken goal. Kicks it once or twice to get it down. Gets a decent angle on his left foot, and yeah, as I mentioned, Oyarzabal, his left foot. You don't want to give him a chance. Perfectly slotted into the corner.
Wild celebrations of the touchline from Enrique.
And Sarabia has come off, and it's Jeremy Pino who's come on. 18 years old, Villarreal player. And I don't think we talk about the young players of Spain enough. I know France's young players and England's young players probably look better, but Spain have a decent crop coming through. Not saying it's the best, but they have a decent crop to come through. They look like they might win the UEFA Nations League now. So I think it's we shouldn't ignore them. Oh,
Benzema.
And this game's coming alive.
As he cut inside, then said,
That's an
I was thinking, he can't, can he? And he's just done it.
That's a terrific goal. Look at that goal. I just mentioned that Spain could probably try doing something if they win the UEFA Nations League, but look at that. I mean, I'm guessing that's France's first shot on target.
That's straight for the kickoff, isn't it?
Yeah.
Very much. Well,
Benzema just cuts inside and just inside the box.
oh,
He lifts it so well. And I said to you lot in our group chat, Unai Simon just gets a bit of a hand to it, but not enough. I mentioned to you in the group, we were talking about the Ballon d'Or winner and everything like that. And I mentioned to you all when there were a lot of messages came through. I'm surprised no one's even given Benzema a bit of love. He might not win it, but I think we need to mention Benzema at least a bit. Because he's been phenomenal.
whose shin pad has he got there?
I'm not sure.
He's handed a shin pad to the fourth official, hasn't he?
So it's 1-1. 2 goals.
It's
in
been
quick
thrown.
succession. Yeah, not barely 2 minutes had gone between goals.
Had it been thrown up, Jack, in the celebrations near the shin pad? France are in again.
Yeah, they've gathered some momentum from that goal instantly.
It's poor from Mbappe.
What, to be on side?
He should be. He's got through there. He's turned around. He should be dinking that over Simon. He should be getting
his
that.
touch is poor as well. He can't get the ball out of his feet. Jamie, Benzema is awful. He'll never win a Ballon d'Or. I need some context with that. Is Jamie being sarcastic?
Well, that's not come up on mine yet. That comment.
Nikita Mazepin lives in Spain without the A. Lives in Spin. Oh, no goal. No, the goal. They're showing the goal line technology and it didn't go in whatsoever. Greg saying who scored for Spain? Jozabal scored for Spain. And Busquets getting the assist for Jozabal and Mbappe getting the assist for Benzema's goal. And Benzema's suddenly lighting up the match.
How old's Benzema now? He's 30-something, eh?
Benzema's 33.
33.
Yeah. And I think his birthday is near around the same time as Mbappe's, like December.
Real Madrid captain.
Mm-hmm. There's a corner here for France, and France are just about putting their foot on the gas a bit more now. I'd be worried about Spain. Yeah, I'm a bit surprised. I'm just thinking about it now that Busquets is captain and not Azpilicueta.
Yeah.
I didn't really think of it too much before, but that seems a strange one. Oh, and Pogba gets this decent header to get on the ball, but I think it's well defended, that corner, and makes it easy for Simon. The ball needs to be released earlier from Jozabal. It makes it difficult for Gavi there. And again, I don't even know what to think of Gavi. He's not even been on the scene that long. Don't know if he's really good. I haven't seen enough in this game to consider him an exceptional talent, but I'd like people to prove me wrong with what they've seen. Oh, what a ball from Benzema. That is a great ball. It's just unfortunate that
Mbappe.
Mbappe's got nothing to do. He can't do anything with it. That's what he's capable of. And the support's not really coming quickly, is it?
No, it surprised
You'd be
me there.
busting the gut to get forward, wouldn't you, if it's a final?
I'll be starting my sprint as soon as Benzema passes that ball to Mbappe. As soon as it's going towards him, I'll be gone.
And Benzema's playing almost on the flanks now. As we saw before, defending deep in his own half. And now he's getting out wide, trying to get Mbappe in that number 9 position. Again, no one goes for the ball in that. There's a cross that goes in from France there. From Tchouameni. No one gets on the ball. Or goes for it even. They just stay still. Yeah, Tchouameni.
Karim Benzema, the owner of probably one of the luckiest goals in Champions League final history.
Joe's gonna get his bitter side out now.
No, I don't be bitter about it. I'm just
Like
I'm saying.
To Mbappe.
Nah, I'm not bitter about it. I'm just saying that it's like obviously one of the luckiest goals. He had to be there. He had to have the piece of the smartness and the peace of mind to be in that situation and think, you know what, he's not spotted me here.
Mbappe's just missed a golden chance. If he wants to be considered one of the best, he's got to be putting that on target. Well, not on target, but making the goalkeeper work for that shot. Oh.
I've got an Mbappe shirt.
Oh, which one?
The PSG one. They had in the 18-19 one, the black Jordan.
Yes. Nice piece of kit, that.
I liked it, and I was like, you know what, stuff it. I'll splash out and get it.
Yeah, my collection is not enormous, but I've got a few shirts.
I'm not a PSG fan, but I just like the kit. You know what I mean? And I like Mbappe as a player.
I'm not a fan of any club, but I just think some shirts are really just beautiful.
It's like I've ordered the 2009 Barcelona away, you know, the yellow one with the red and black stripe with Iniesta on the back.
Yeah.
Because I see that kit and I just see Iniesta smashing it in the top corner in the last minute against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge.
Corner now. Rodri taking a shot. It was deflected. Could have bounced in. Stu saying Joe and Seb on the same stream. I don't think I can handle this. Oh, Stu's a darling.
My guy Stu.
We haven't had him on for long enough. Stu's been missing. Jamie Burgoyne saying that Stevie G going to Tottenham be the second biggest slip up in his career. So Jamie does listen. I thought you didn't have a job anymore. Why are you still listening to all of our streams? I'm messing with you, Jamie.
It's too soon, Jamie, to still mention slips. It's too soon.
He's never getting over that, Joe.
It's too emotional. Yeah. It's too emotional. I need a minute. I'm back.
Stu asking how are both. The Busquets header floats over the bar. How are both? How are you, Joe? Tell our friend Stu Davis how you are.
I'm not bad. Thanks, Seb and Stu. I've had a bit of a cold the last week or so, but hopefully coming out the other side of it. Other than that, I've been okay. I've not been too bad. I've been trying to catch up with the football and trying to enjoy life. Been going to the gym. I don't look jacked, obviously, because I'm not going to ever look massive. But
he's got no body mass, and he wants to have 6 packs.
I'm just just trying to enjoy myself and have a bit of fun at the gym. Yeah.
Terrific.
How are you doing, Seb?
I have played 3 matches in the past 6 days. On the second match, I trapped a nerve in my back. Couldn't walk.
Ooh.
Got it untrapped about 3 hours before playing the next match. I was panicking. Well, this isn't going to go well. Then when I started playing, it was fine. When I was warming up, I was still shitting my pants. I was thinking this is going to go really badly. But no, it's fine. We lost 2-1, but I actually was quite solid on the third match. And I scored an own goal, but I was better than that. I'm okay, but my back is starting to play up a bit. So yeah, I'm tired. But my back disagrees with doing 3 matches in 6 days. He was about giving Upamecano a lot of problems. Upamecano is struggling. Yozabal is really starting to show his weaknesses. You need to get on the soup and strepsils diet, Stanners. Destroy that flu.
It's more of a cold than a flu, to be honest. just get on the fluids. That's if I need a paracetamol, take a paracetamol.
Well, you know, fluids contains flu, so I'd be careful.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's a good
hot
point.
take. Hot take.
But thank you for the best wishes, Jamie. Thank you. I know you're fighting in my corner.
Mbappe just not. Did Mbappe look when he put that cross in there? I don't think he did.
I'll be Fury, and the cold will be Wilder.
Don't know anything about boxing, me. I'm not going to interview.
No. All I know is that Fury beat Wilder last night, so that's why I used that analogy.
Exactly.
That's a whiskey piece of flu, says Stu. I'd teetotal, mate. I'd teetotal. Much to the shock of the bar the other week when, the RTS crew met up and
Oh yeah. Couldn't handle us.
everyone was like, "What? You don't drink?" And I'm like, "No."
It's
To be
just,
fair, Sam, you were pretty cool about it. You're like, better play.
well, embrace the non-drinkers. They end up driving you.
I was behind the wheel that night.
Even more sensible, you see. Yeah, does Spain have a corner here? Just turn my eyes away for a second there.
Yes, it's come off. I can't even pronounce his name. Chuchemi, the number 8.
Chouameni.
Chouameni.
So I'm gonna guess it's that just from looking at it. Spain did the overstepping corner take. That was a strange one.
Didn't even beat the first man. It's atrocious.
Spain are starting to tone it down just a bit.
Because with his culinary knowledge,
French onion soup. I want to see that.
Don't think I've ever had French onion soup. I learnt the other day how to make leek and potato soup. So yeah, if you ever want a leek and potato soup, never cooked it before, and apparently it was spot on according to my family. I don't know whether it was beginner's luck or what.
Me.
Yeah, and
France have no support going forward. They're sprinting forward, but there's only 3 players up: Griezmann, Mbappe, and Benzema. I thought Pogba didn't have that much discipline to stay back when Deschamps told him to.
no, it's cool, Stu. Stu says in the comments, he said, sorry that you didn't know that I didn't drink. I just want to give alternatives. Nah, it's cool, Stu, mate. It's cool. I don't get offended, mate.
I get offended when people say I don't drink. That's presumptuous. That's what it is.
I'm a controversial guy, what can I say?
Mr. Controversial Joe Stanley.
I'll have to get a t-shirt that says Mr. Controversy.
Because Joe is not controversial. I mean that in the nicest way possible, Joe.
Nah, I'm pretty normal. Well, I say normal. Yeah, chill. Yeah, that's the word. Not normal. I'm furthest from normal. Yeah.
So
Dubois coming on. Is that Dubois?
yeah,
Dubois
of wood.
of wood. Did you know Jamie Davis's ex-girlfriend was called, or the last girl he dated was called, the last name was Dubois?
Yeah, well, something of
Maybe.
wood. I mean, I mean that really genuinely. If you put DU and then space BOIS, it means of wood.
Yeah.
And the name does originate from the fact that it's relevant to wood. So we've got 8 votes on our poll. 38% right, 38% left, 25%. No, sorry, 38% right, 38% both, 25% left.
Oh, Mbappe, a goal!
Done it. The fella's done it. We doubted him. And he goes
That's why he's
into
worth 200 million.
inappropriate step overs. That's what he's all about.
I didn't even see the build up to that goal because I was too busy focusing on the comment section. And
Same, exactly. I was looking at the comment section and just completely turned our heads.
we'll have to do that more often because every time we turn our heads, there's a goal.
What's the most disgusting drink you've ever drunk? Says Greg Livingston. Spain are complaining for something. Was Mbappe offside? He was.
He is, you know.
He's offside. He's offside. To be fair to Mbappe, he does well given seam on the eyes.
You're not checking it?
I'm a bit shocked by that one, yeah, they're not checking it.
I'm not checking. Oh, wait a minute. Taylor's.
It should be, yeah. I mean, Taylor can't do anything. Oh,
Check over.
they've given it. That's strange to say the least. He was offside.
It's all a conspiracy.
He was offside.
He was definitely.
Yeah, he was offside.
definitely
I mean,
offside.
it was close, but he was definitely offside. You could see with your eyes. Jägermeister was originally a cold remedy if you needed an excuse to drink medicinal Jaeger bombs. Well, a lot of people used to have whiskey as a remedy, didn't they? They used that when you were ill.
My granddad did.
What's the most disgusting drink, Joe? Go on.
The most disgusting drink I've ever had. It's not really alcohol. I hated pink grapefruit squash. Ugh. It's disgusting.
I'm going to say something.
Didn't specify whether it had to be alcohol or
No,
not.
of course
so that's
not.
why.
Of course not. I appreciate the answer. I'm going to answer Genepi, if anyone knows what that is. It's a green alcohol. And it's disgusting. Genepi, that's what it is. Yeah. And it's just awful. It's like I think it's some sort of like mint liquor or along those lines. But ugh. Ever had a goose beer, Greg? Fermented lager, says Burgoyne.
Doesn't sound great, does it? Fermented lager.
No.
I remember when I was younger.
I think we've gone through this whole second half and not really watched that much, have we?
Not really. Apart from the goals, nothing really has happened, has it?
So,
Oh, hang on. Mbappe again? No.
I still think Mbappe's been quite poor. I've not been overly impressed with him.
No.
I'm trying to think of who we could nominate for man of the match in this. I think we would have to give credit to Busquets, Oyarzabal, Benzema, and I'm really struggling to think of a fourth. I think Kimpembe's been solid behind. Koundé's looked shaky, but Kimpembe's looked solid in the second half. So I'm going to put these options up, and I think some people might disagree with them and want another man of the match. I don't think it's been standout. The people that I've accidentally asked a question that I didn't want to ask. Who is your...
Oh, he says he could slam a pink grapefruit squash right now. Okay.
Yeah, Burgoyne's a bit... Burgoyne is Burgoyne.
That's just controversial. Mr. Controversial.
But it's Burgoyne. You should have expected it.
I was going to do a really mature and childish response and say I could slam your mum, but I thought, nah.
Whoa. We're better
I'll behave.
than that, Joe.
We're better than that. We're professional when we want to be. Let's not drop myself to that level.
Let's not stoop now.
I reckon Stu's probably laughing at that one right now. If you are Stu, stick a couple of laughing emojis, please.
Joe craving the validation there.
Please validate my joke. My childish year 7 joke.
I could have put many different names in this man of the match poll. I think Griezmann's been decent. Oh, that was cheeky to say the least.
I've barely seen Griezmann in this game.
Dubois just nutmegging. I can't see who it was. That was cheeky. Whose mum you planning on slamming? Joe says Darren.
Damn, I must have tuned in just as I finished my sentence. It was Jamie Burgoyne. So you were saying you could slam a pink grapefruit, and I was gonna reply with a year 7 joke.
If you take Laporte's name, the LA space port, it means the door. I'm just loving to try and find these these little puns. Like the yellow card he took there, he closed the door on that chance. But if you put
That's
Laporte
clever.
next to Dubois, then you've got Laporte Dubois, and that just means the door of wood.
How are they going to finish
not the
this
door
up
in wood.
off?
Oh, shot from Griezmann.
Oh, Griezmann. What are you doing?
He's talking with Pogba and they're trying to do it quickly, trying to be clever and badly executed. Yeah, Griezmann's not having the best of times in his current season. 1 goal for Atletico Madrid. And I think I've not seen Atletico Madrid play every match, but when I have seen him play, his role looks extremely redundant. He's not. This is not the same Atletico Madrid that he played for 3 seasons ago. It's still Simeone, and there's still a lot of similarities, but this is not the same team. So I'm not completely sold on it.
Not really seen too much of him at Atletico since he's gone back, so I can't really comment on that one, to be honest.
I can't pretend I've watched every match either, but I think
I know he
it
scored
doesn't
1
really make
goal,
much
and that's
sense.
about it.
Atletico Madrid have a decent forward line, and they're not struggling with. They've got enough forwards. If you think about the likes of Kuna, Griezmann, Felix, Simeone, Suarez, they've got enough to deal with any sort of injury, or even Correa who plays there. I don't think they had a depth problem up front. I think they had them elsewhere on the pitch. Ooh, what a pass from Busquets! That was a tasty pass to Alonso. And Alonso wants a penalty. What a great pass from Busquets! That was. I'm a big fan of that.
So I'm just chuckling at the comment section.
Super chat if Joe slams Jamie's mum. You'd have to get through the tomatoes first, Sanders. There's a chance here. What a save. Oh, that's a good save from Yozabal. Save from Lawrence.
If you super
chat,
chat, Darren, they might be able to sort it.
Did you see that volley from Yazabal? Yazabal. I'm trying to say his name properly.
But Darren, yeah, if you super chat, I'll see what I can arrange.
Cocaine. Well defended by Koundé. Pogba's breaking.
Oh,
Look at him go.
didn't know he had pace, Pogba.
Oh, of course he does. And Benzema. What a pass to
Oh,
Mbappe.
Mbappe.
Oh,
Poor. Should be finishing that.
Another poor shot.
Go on,
Should be
Darren.
testing the goalkeeper with more than that.
Super chat me, baby. So I'm really grinding for a super chat.
And Mbappe's got a yellow card. Alonso now on the ball. Can he get? I think Spain can get this goal. Ooh, great chance here.
And ball.
No. Completely disagree there. Bounced off Pogba's body first.
Oh, it's a £1 super chat.
We thank you, Darren.
Thank you, Dazza. You're absolute
We'll go
legend.
get ourselves some Freddos.
We'll have to share the pack.
Oh yeah. Fair's fair.
How much are you getting a pack nowadays?
I'm the
If
last
it's
person
fat-
you should ask on basic British
if it's an
revenue.
If it's an odd number, Seb, I'll let you have the extra one because I'm nice like that.
Oh no, but I don't like odd numbers. I need to have things in even numbers.
Or we get 2 packs.
There we go. That's the spirit. I think Spain might actually get a goal here. I think they will.
Jamie says he hopes my missus is in the room. Nope. Lives in a completely different house.
Too soon for that, Joe. Too soon for the same house, right?
Way too soon.
So, who are you giving man of the match then, Joe? It's a tough
Kevin Benzema. Sorry, just trying not to laugh at McGoy's latest one. Gone from a singing Ronan Keating to committing crimes on live on YouTube. It's not really a crime, is it?
What was the crime?
I don't know.
I'm not sure.
I haven't done anything.
It's kind of gone. The second half's been quicker than the first.
I went for Karim Benzema as man of the match. To answer your question, Seb.
I think it's a difficult one, isn't it? You could really give it to many. Looks like Griezmann's coming off for Veretout.
Gosh, Veretout, that's a name I've not heard for years. He was at Villa a few years ago in one of the 6 signings they had when they saw Benteke and it didn't work out.
Yes. And what a change it's been since. Still struggled afterwards at the likes of Fiorentina and Saint Etienne. But starting to find his feet under Mourinho at Roma. Alright, he was decent before with Fonseca. But yeah, back in the French squad. And it looks unlikely that France concede a second goal. They're defending really resolutely. Spain may have some half chances.
Come to mention singing. Sorry about this, Seb. Let's go off topic. But Begoin hasn't actually done his usual trick of asking one of us to sing.
Yeah, he hasn't, so it's too late now.
And Stu said he misses S Club, or Sclub as he calls them.
This is my club, because my club is the Seb Club, so... no,
Seb Club.
We remember the S Club, and I'm not
Are
sure
you
how fond of it.
Are you a separatist? Not a separatist, a separatist.
I think we can end the stream now. It's been a pleasure knowing you.
Is there other streams this week, lads? I think there's a few in the works. I can't promise
I'm
anything.
not sure. I haven't checked the calendar.
Forgot about the calendar. Sorry, Seb.
Don't worry, Jamie. I'm betting on your mum knocking Jar in the second round.
Probably a safe bet, that. Although I can go the distance, apparently.
Oh, God. Oh, my God. Oh, yeah.
It's a boxing term. Although I just realised how... Although I just realised how rude that sounded.
Oh yeah, that was...
I meant it in a boxing term, but I just realised how wrong that sounded. Sorry, guys. I didn't mean to be so crude. It wasn't meant in a crude way.
Simon's up to the corner. Let's see who can score. Oh, he nearly gets his head on. But
he's no Alison Becker. Oh, saved.
Great save by Lloris there. And Lloris has done well in the second half. Didn't have anything to stop in the first half, but credit to him.
He's super. Come on, Begoin, it's not too late. I'll sing you a song if you chuck in a couple of quid. Any song. If I know the words to it.
Joe says he's ill and then asking Jamie Begoin to sing. Or asking for songs.
Sorry, I should be focusing on the football, but I'm just trying to jump a bit of money, you know.
I think we've lost focus since a long time on this match.
Stu's laughing. Stu's gone. Stu's laughing in the comments. Spain putting in another corner. Sorry, Seb, we'll get back to the football instead of me being an absolute animal.
And Unai Simon's still trying. Fair enough, the fella wants to score. I thought he'd get that there.
Sweet Caroline's requested away.
Sing Going the Distance, Hercules. Sweet Caroline requested. Any song. We've got to know them. That's the big
Gotta
problem.
know them.
That's the
Gotta
big
know them.
problem.
And you've got to deposit the super chat for us to sing. It's like a jukebox.
Have you heard this? Have you heard this fella? I'm going to point to my... Right, yeah, there we go. That's the one. Heard this fella here. He's asking for your money to sing.
I'm like a busker, but on YouTube.
Dignity 0.
Oh, yeah. I'm looking at dignity in the rear view mirror, mate. We'd like a bit of fun here on Let's Talk Sport.
And we've gone over the 5 minutes.
One big ball in. Come on, Spain, get an equaliser. It's that. That's it.
It's it. And Mbappe looks relieved.
Never doubted him. Never doubted him.
Well, that's it, isn't it? Full time.
It is. Sweet
And Deschamps has, well, got France another trophy. Yeah, it does look like they're happy to have won it. So we can question what this means to people, but it's clearly important that it's more important than friendly. It's not just a friendly, this. And France add to their trophy collection.
It's another trophy, isn't it? That's Deschamps' honour, isn't it?
Yep.
Did you know he's the youngest captain to win the European Cup?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Because he's the
Who's the second young?
I
Who's
don't
the
know.
second?
Gerard. Gerard was 24.
I think he still is. I think it still is Stevie. I think.
Because other captains.
Oh, he was in 2005.
Yeah, I'm guessing so. Because I'm trying to think of captains of other years. I think that is it. That must be it.
Greg is asking again for the third time. Is there any other streams this week? We'll probably do some next weekend.
I think it's coming more to the end of the weekend, yeah, rather than in the week. But you'll definitely know if the notifications are on. Yeah. So nothing more to it. 2-1 to France, and I don't know whether I'd give Benzema on the match. I don't think it was a standout performance from anyone. Maybe Benzema. Busquets was also quite good. That's why I put him in the poll. It's going to go to a different view, half-time view, with a full-time one now. So just look over the stats of this match, and on our lovely stats board. I'm just messing around you. So the stats at the end of this match: 2-1 to France, and I'm gonna guess that possession was still quite predominantly Spanish. So yeah, 64% to Spain. 12 shots each. 4 on target from Spain, 5 from France, which I didn't think. I don't think we had that many shots, but I think maybe 3 of them were Mbappe, with 2 weak ones definitely. And corners 75, nothing much. But then you see in the other stats, France start to dominate it. They had more fouls, okay, yeah. Big chances 1 to Spain's none. Hit woodwork 1 to Spain's none. Counter attacks 1, etc., etc. And if you look over the player ratings, well, suddenly Kylian Mbappe is shot up to the second best player on the pitch apparently, which I do doubt. Here is the stats say Pogba. Wasn't going to include him. So 74 touches of the ball, 42 passes completed out of 50 attempted, 1 key pass, 5 successful long balls out of 7 attempted, and 1 shot on target, 1 off. Dribbles attempted, 6, all of them successful. Ground duels attempted, 16, 11 successful. Aerial duels, 5 attempted, 2 successful. And lost possession, 13 times. So we could have put Pogba in there, couldn't we? I mean, to be fair. But we didn't. And Karim Benzema, 42 touches, was very involved in that second half. He got into the game much more. And I thought that maybe Oyarzabal was maybe Spain's best player with Busquets. Busquets, you see, also his stats are quite impressive compared to the others. What do you think of that? What's this mean for Deschamps? What does this mean for France, Joe?
Well, it looks good on his CV, doesn't it? It's another trophy. Obviously, it's adds to the World Cup. So close with the Euros in 2016, beaten by Portugal. I know I'm not a massive fan of the Nations League. I might warm to it after a couple more tournaments. Obviously, it's only the second edition, so they're obviously still working out kinks and stuff with it. But at the end of the day, silverware is silverware. That's the thing with football. It doesn't matter what trophy you win, as long as you win a trophy, whether it be club or national team. At the end of your career, you want to look back and say, I won X amount of honours. And I think the important thing for Deschamps in his managerial CV is that he can say he's had success with the French national team in 2 major tournaments.
Yeah.
It's fit. And whether you like the tournament or not, it's important.
And I think also the way they went out of the Euro competition. I don't know if you've read any articles on it. That there was a lot of unrest in the camp. Rabiot's family getting involved and arguing with others. The whole camp was apparently broken. We're talking morally.
Yeah.
So Deschamps was under pressure as well to have lost in such a fashion. I mean, Deschamps doesn't concede 3 goals, but then they did against Switzerland. He probably had to save face here, particularly as a certain Mr. Zidane is out of work, and also very indiscreetly wanting to be the next French manager. So it's maybe not an important tournament, but this win might be quite important for him. Just to stay in a job that bit longer. It sounds mad, the guy who brought them the World Cup just 3 years ago, to be saying that he's in danger of losing his job. But they desperately want Zidane as their manager, so he has to do everything right, and this only helps him. For Luis Enrique, there's definitely pride coming out of this qualifying phase. They beat Italy, they broke their unbeaten run, and gave France a good final. They lost in the end, unfortunately, but they gave them a good final. And Enrique, I am confused about his selections sometimes. But he's got some decent young players coming through. You look at the likes of Gavi, Petri, even Fran Torres up front, who's still very young. Oyarzabal, who's young as well. Spain could slowly become quite the dark horses in the coming years, in future tournaments, especially the World Cup that's coming up. The progress on their players is quite phenomenal. And they've still got the experience of Azpilicueta, Busquets, the likes of those. Laporte at a very good age, Garcia still young. The squad's okay. I think Spain is a dark horse that we have to start taking seriously. But for the moment, we're still talking about French domination. Yeah. And so as it stands, our poll come to an end, and it's Benzema who comes out on top of the voting. Yeah, so just interviewing Benzema now and probably talking about that goal, but the goal is pretty perfect. It's a really good goal from Benzema. And that's also something that we might want to mention. 1 year ago, it was out of the question that Benzema would be back in the French lineup. Out of the question. He's here tonight, he scores a goal that helps him win the game, he gets the assist for Mbappe. And, well, what an opportunity for him now to try and claim a Ballon d'Or. I know he's not favourite, but I don't think we should rule him out. I'm going to ask you, Joe, now. You've seen the rest of the 30. Give your podium. And I mean, not your prediction. Give your podium.
Oh, top 3 for the Ballon d'Or.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, Messi and Ronaldo are going to be in the top 2 somewhere.
I don't
Even
know.
if
Give me
I
your
don't,
top
I
3,
don't.
but don't give me your prediction.
Just get the list back up again so I know the full 30. There's a lot of names to remember. Ballon d'Or 2021. There we are. Where are we? Nominees. Sorry, guys. Here we are. The nominee. Is this the nominees? So you've got Berea, Benzema, Bonucci, De Bruyne, Chiellini, Ronaldo, Diaz, Donnarumma, Fernandes, Foden, Haaland, Jorginho, Kane, Kante, Kier, Aspilicueta, Lewandowski, Lukaku, Mahrez, Martinez, as in Lautaro Martinez, Kylian Mbappe, Modric, Messi, Moreno, Mount, Neymar, Pedri, Salah, Sterling, and Suarez. Winner has to be Mo Salah for me. No, I'm being serious there.
You can be.
I'm
You can be.
serious.
You're entitled to.
I thought Salah should have won it in 2018, but let's not go there. That's neither here nor there.
I thought Varane should have won it in 2018.
This time out, and Van Dijk definitely should have won it in 2019, but let's not go
Mm.
there. That's a question. Lewandowski's a big shout. I know he didn't win the Champions League this year, but he's still scoring goals for fun. So Lewandowski would be in the top 3.
Record.
Yeah, so I'd maybe give it to Lewandowski, and then the other 2, maybe De Bruyne 3rd, and Haaland 2nd would be my choices. But you just know that Messi and Ronaldo are going to be in there because they always are.
Yeah, unfortunately. I'm going to say my top one. I think, I don't think it's an outstanding season. Last season it should have been Lewandowski. I think it should be this season as well. I think 2nd maybe Salah, and 3rd I'm torn between Benzema and Haaland. I really want to put Haaland in there because he is outstanding. He is just constantly outstanding. But then you can't forget what Benzema did. What it's done for Real Madrid, kept them afloat. I don't know, but the fact that Real Madrid didn't win the league, then I think I could just favour Haaland. So yeah, I think, as you mentioned, Messi and Ronaldo will be in there. Unfortunately, I don't think they deserve to, but yeah, they will be.
And you picked Salah 2nd, which makes me look bad because I didn't pick my Liverpool player. I'd love Salah to win it or be in the top 2, but I just don't think he'll get there.
I don't know what to expect anymore. We've not had it for 2 years, so what can we expect anymore?
They didn't do it last year, did they?
No, they didn't, and hence why people think Lewandowski should get it this year because he deserved it last year. I don't think there's a standout player, and I don't buy into this Jorginho deserving the Ballon d'Or. I don't care what anyone says. I'm gonna rant a little bit about the whole thing. Okay, Aspilicueta, great season. Someone tell me what Bonucci's doing in there. I love Berea. I wouldn't put Berea in there. And Chiellini as well, who barely played for Juventus, and when they did, it was catastrophic. We all know this comes from the fact that they win the Euros and they're picking Italian players. But they're picking Italian players, and yet they've not picked one of the best Italian players of the calendar year, and that's Chiesa. Why is Chiesa not in the top 3 nominated? The top 30, sorry, nominees. That for me is outrageous. I don't understand it. Where is Chiesa? Then you look at
Doesn't make any sense.
De Bruyne, yeah, he deserves his place. Ronaldo, yes, he still scored the goals for Juventus. I could go over. People were questioning Kier. I thought it was fantastic for AC Milan last season. Great for Denmark. What a captain, given the Eriksen incident. Mahrez, I'm a bit shocked. Martinez, okay, why not? Modric, yeah. Gerard Moreno, okay. Mount, yeah. Neymar, Pedri, etc., etc. Sterling and Suarez. Really? Really, Sterling? He was decent at the Euros for about 3 matches. He's been on Pep's bench since. How is he getting in the top 30 and not someone like, I don't know, Ferran Torres? Well, no, that's not fair because Ferran Torres hasn't played that much either. But there are more deserving City players. I mean, Rodri, could typically say. You could have put Edison in there. I don't know. I'm just drawing names, but Sterling? We're looking at the calendar year, not the Euro 2021 or 2020. And Suarez? yeah, he scored some important goals for Atletico Madrid, but I think we're pushing the boundaries a bit there on the Suarez one. But they're just doing the presentation now, the trophy presentation. The Spanish are going to get their medal.
What did Busquets get his trophy for?
He must have got man of the match.
Looks like a trophy you'd buy one of those shops at the street for like 20 quid or something.
Are you dissing the man of the match trophy?
Am I dissing the man of the match trophy? I think I am.
Burgoyne giving his top 3, saying Souček would be my number 1, followed by Salah and Jorginho. I think you're pushing it a bit with the Souček one. Why not? But I think you're going and pushing it a bit. I think Chiesa definitely should be in the top 30, and he's one of the most annoying players on the pitch, constantly screaming in the referee's ear. But my God, he's phenomenal. And I think Juventus' best player last season. Not saying a lot, no. But then why is Ronaldo in there? Why is Bonucci in there? Why is Chiellini in there? I'm a bit disappointed for Chiesa. Yeah, but then again, what can you do?
Spain getting the medals.
Not really sure what's going on here between Busquets and Enrique. Getting their medals, second place.
Lee Hendry, who's doing a commentary with Martin Tyler on Sky, said, "Oh, the medals won't be going on your mantelpiece." As we get, who puts the medals on the mantelpiece anyway?
I think they must have particular places for them.
I suppose. Where would you put your
medal
medals?
cabinet?
Yeah, I'd have a medal cabinet, I think. I'd be a bit paranoid about like somebody trying to get in and nick them. Well, I suppose it's risking it.
Obviously, yes.
Then again, who would want a Nations League medal?
That's the question, right?
Your World Cup medal, maybe.
Obviously, yeah. I don't know. I think some players might appreciate it. Then again, we're going over the same topic of how valued and how much value does it have to us. Yeah, still disappointing for Spain, and while we're at it, we can also mention that this afternoon, in the third place match, Italy played against Belgium and beat them 2-1. So, same result here. Barea and getting the first, Berardi's second with a penalty, and the Ketelaar, I've barely heard of, getting the consolation for Belgium. Now, if you haven't seen the Barea goal, that's a really nice one to watch. Just a volley from outside the box, and it goes into the bottom corner. Worth watching.
I didn't know Deschamps' record was that good.
You mean as France boss? Well, he lost the final notably in 2004 as a young manager for Monaco against Mourinho.
He just said he's won 8 out of 10 finals.
Well,
That he's been involved in club and country. I don't know if they mean as a manager or player or what. I don't know, but decent record, 8 out of 10.
Yeah, but then as I mentioned, one of them must be the 2004 final against Mourinho, where he surprisingly got Monaco to the final and Mourinho surprisingly got Porto to the final. They're defying odds that season, both of them. But just waiting for Lloris now, the captain, to come and pick the trophy up. And to be fair to Lloris, he's had a good game. He couldn't do much on the goal, didn't have much to do in the first half, but then made 2 or 3 really important saves in the second half, and some good saves at that. Now in the French team, there's a lot of debate going around because Lloris hasn't been his best recently. There's a young 26-year-old who plays for AC Milan called Mike Maignan, who's had a terrific season with Lille and now with AC Milan, and people are questioning whether he should be number 1. Now the problem with that is you're taking away your team captain, not just taking away your goalkeeper, but your captain, which is big. So how do you respond if you're Lloris? Well, the only way you can, which is a performance like tonight. I mean, I'm not saying exceptional, but he made the right saves when he needed to, and kept France in the match. But will this be the last time Lloris captains France? I don't personally think so, but I think his time is coming to an end, and he will have to move over for Magnan sooner rather than later. But for the moment, he gets to lift that trophy, and second of captain as captain of the French national team. And do they look extremely happy lifting it? They look content.
Seems to be enjoying it, don't they, Seb?
They seem to be enjoying it. Well, Mbappe seems to be the one enjoying it the most, right?
He's a serial winner.
And Greg's saying Leeds keeper will be France #1, Millier. Not yet. He's got a long way to come. He wasn't even in the French squad, Millier. He plays with the under-21s. So not yet. Far from that. It's going to be Magnan for now, and for the maybe for the Qatar World Cup. And they're all just taking their turn lifting it up. Well, and now it's over. So thank you everyone for watching. I think we're going to leave it at that, aren't we, Joe?
Yeah, it was a good second half in the end, wasn't it? Let's be honest.
It was. And good being in your company.
It was fantastic.
To you, Joe, and to you, commenters on this YouTube chain. That was not the right phrasing. You get what I mean. And thank you, Darren, for the super chat.
Thank you.
We've got things coming up on the channel soon, so stick around. Subscribe, notifications, do the whole lot. And we promise we'll have more content on this channel coming up very, very soon. As it stands, France win the Nations League 2-1 against Spain in the final. Decent final. We elected Benzema man of the match. They gave it to Busquets. Difference of opinion. Thank you, Joe, for joining me tonight.
Thank you, Seb.
And thank you all for commenting. And stay safe, because we'll be back very soon. Goodbye.